So, we have 3 different angles on this.
Okay.
Let's get this one up a bit. You're live. This one's TikTok, I believe. YouTube. Okay, so YouTube. We're going to try to keep the YouTube one better because that's the one that's going to be saved. So I need to move you, I think.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. We're trying to get this arranged. Yeah, that's my kitchen. All right.
You got this one. You got this set up the way you like it.
That one should be fine.
Okay.
We even have anybody. We have 19 people. Hi, everybody.
Wow.
Thanks for joining. I appreciate everybody who's joined. Okay, so we're going to talk about, I have 3 cameras going, so please be patient with me. We're trying to figure out how to get this all arranged. We've never done it like this before. I have Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. YouTube and TikTok. I'm pretty sure that's the way that goes. Let me get this light back here, though. My face looks funky. All right, come out here.
All right.
All right, so I have a friend that's helping me today. Everybody that's joined, hey, everybody, thanks for joining. We have Mario. He is one of the gentlemen. We can do this one here, too. He's one of the gentlemen. Him and his lovely wife came for my birthday celebration at Cedar Point. So Mario came down. We had my, we went there that day, and I was still kind of coming back out of a really rough time, so that made it rather fun. But it was great that they showed up. We had a great time.
Oh, absolutely.
Right till it rained, and then it was even more fun. We had to cram into this little tiny section with all these wet people around. It was fun. Eat our food. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to make a dandelion lotion. We've got just a few people tonight. We got more people on Instagram than anywhere else. That's disturbing.
Oh well.
So, I mean, I really like Instagram. I appreciate all you guys that are showing up. So, what we're doing today is dandelion lotion is really easy to make, and we're going to go through and do some simple. I gotta get this camera set just a bit different. Okay. Boy, how's that lighting on there? Is that lighting all right on there? Oh,
I mean, I can see you perfectly from here. At least just around the corner. It looks good. That one's a bit dark.
It is, and I think that's just because of the way the light is. The light's hit me from a certain angle, and then this one isn't able to catch that. So maybe a light here.
Can you try that?
Is that helping me?
I say it's better.
Better. Sorry, guys. We kind of hey Mario. Donna says hey Mario.
Hello. Hi there.
It's cutting out on Instagram. I'm sorry. I'm streaming from 3 different phones at the same time, so it might slow down a bit, and it may do that on YouTube. But there is nobody on YouTube right now. So strangely enough, that's the one that it's going to stay recorded on. So if you ever want to go back and rewatch this video, it'll be on my YouTube channel where Science Meets Nature. Everybody here on TikTok, you guys mostly know. We will try to make sure we get to everybody's questions. If you have questions, ask them, because I'm not going to probably see them. If you have a question if you don't ask, I'm not going to see it, because I'm going to be busy teaching you guys how to do this. I don't have time. Mario will probably catch them.
Yep.
But if you scroll with a whole bunch of messages or a whole bunch of questions all at once, you're probably going to miss that too. So we'll try to keep up with as many of them as we possibly can, while simultaneously making this somewhat streamlined so we can figure out how to make a dandelion lotion. Now, why are we making the dandelion lotion? Does anybody remember? If any of you guys watched the video that I did the other day, the reason why dandelion lotion, or dandelion extract in particular, was so important was because of its ability to protect against UV radiation, right? It protects better than copper tone SPF 50, twice as well, in fact, roughly twice as well as what copper tone does. So it kind of only makes sense that if you're going to do something, or if something works that well, you need to make something that you can use on a regular basis that you can use for yourself that's all natural. Okay, so I did a video a while back, and if I get an opportunity, I'll go through my timeline on TikTok and I'll re-download it and I'll upload it for everybody. But I did a video about sunscreen and how dangerous sunscreen is, and the reason why sunscreen is so dangerous. What sunscreen does. Anybody play billiards? You play billiards, Mario?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what happens when you take and you break that ball?
Oh, essentially all that shocks distributes all those balls fast.
Right. Okay, so how fast does UV rays move?
Pretty damn fast.
Right, pretty close to the speed of light, right? Yep. So you have UV rays that'll come in. Now you put your sunscreen on. Sunscreen is typically made out of a zinc, right, which is a metal. Mm-hmm. There's other types of chemicals that they put in the sunscreen as well. But so you put that in. What they have discovered is it comes through, it'll hit just like a pool ball, and it sends free radicals through your body. So not only do you have the UV rays that are going through your body that are causing damage, but it'll hit the particles from the sunscreen, and those will go through your body and cause even more damage. So you're essentially doubling up the risk of, and this is what they've discovered in the studies, okay? So what they've discovered about dandelion is it doesn't allow that. Dandelion actually absorbs the radiation before it gets there. and it makes it a little bit, there, is that a little bit easier to see? And it makes it a little bit easier, it makes it a little bit easier to use where it's not going to cause all that extra damage. That's the whole point of what we're trying to do. We're trying to avoid any real damage to the body. So the thing that I'm going to start with is we're going to talk about the blend of oils that we use. So Mario and I went out today because Mario came up to visit. He came up specifically for us to do this today, right? He came up to visit, and then after we're done, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a couple porterhouse steaks and some salad and some mashed potatoes and goodies. So we're gonna do a real good dinner when we're done. But right now we're gonna concentrate on what the important thing is. So that would be making dandelion lotion. Now don't get me wrong, those porterhouses in there are really probably pretty important too, but they're not gonna be as important as what we're talking about today.
Yep.
So today we're gonna talk about first the 3 ingredients that I'm gonna use for my base oils. So I have 3 main base oils that I use. And I've talked about this before. Mario and I today went and spent almost $200 on stuff, so this will give you an idea of what we're going to try to do. Some of these we're going to be done. Once we're done with the lotion, I did buy some containers. I didn't want to untie it.
Yeah.
So I did buy some containers. Whatever lotion is left over, I'm gonna actually get them ready for my store. So there'll actually be some dandelion lotion available in the store this weekend. But I'm teaching you how to make it yourself, so in theory you don't have to buy it from somebody else. So with that being said, let's start out with our 3 ingredients that we're going to use for oil. Here's my 3 favorite oils to use in this particular ratio. I have 1 gallon of avocado oil. Avocado oil is loaded. There. Avocado oil is loaded with vitamin K or vitamin E, so it's super good for your skin. It also helps to replenish some of the collagen in your skin, so it's really good as far as keeping your skin elastic. Grapeseed oil is also really good for your skin, so I have 1 gallon of grapeseed oil. I have 1 gallon of avocado oil. Those are my 2 main ingredients as far as our oils go. The third oil that I add to this is flaxseed. Flaxseed is my third oil. But it's not, this is only a pint, so you're doing 2 gallons to 1 pint of these oils. Now, granted, you don't want to use this type of ratio. If you're making this for yourself, you wouldn't use that much lotion in a lifetime. That's a lot of lotion. That's a lot of base oils. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be blending the base oil. So once I get this all mixed, I'm going to have a lot of oil, but I only have so much that I can do with it. So once this is done and we show you guys how to do the mix, and it's all, because there's one more ingredient that's going to be going into this. So once this is done and I've shown you the mix, I will have this base oil available on my Etsy store. So you can actually buy the base oil that's already pre-mixed. You can just buy the oil itself if you want to make your own lotions, if you want to make your own creams. It's a good base, just simply as an oil. You could use it as an oil, just add some essential oils. So you can have some aroma scented oils that would be good for you, as long as they're pure essential oils that will be helpful. The third ingredient, or the fourth oil, the fourth oil that we're going to add to this is probably the most important. Now, there's 2 different kinds of oil that you can use for this. My personal favorite oil to use, which I'm not going to be using today, is this here. I know. It's like, oh wow, that's some interesting stuff in a little bottle. This is emu oil. Emu oil is probably one of the best absorbing oils in the world. This is one of the healing oils. They use it in other parts of the world, Australia, New Zealand. They use it down there for burns. It gets down even to like severe burns. It helps to heal the skin. It helps replenish the cell growth. It's good for your collagen. It soaks in all the layers. So this will go through all the way. You make a lotion or a salve or an oil-based base, and you add emu oil to it, it will absorb into your skin, and then by the time you're done using that oil or using that lotion, whatever you have, within just a couple of minutes, you'll notice that your skin doesn't feel oily and tacky. It's all absorbed in, but it'll still be moisturized. If you have essential oils on your hands or in your lotion, and then you put it on there and you try to wash your hands, it's not coming out, because by the time you got it on your hands, it's already absorbed in. So you can wash your hands 10 times between now and the next, a few hours later, and your hands will still smell like that essential oil.
Right.
Because it really, really does soak in. This is really good stuff. But we're not going to use emu oil. You know why we're not going to use emu oil?
It's expensive.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of spendy. That's triple. This is a triple filtered This is a triple filtered emu oil, so yeah, it's a little bit more spendy. This probably goes about $130 a gallon for some really good oil.
Goodness gracious.
But it's really, really good for you. You can even cook with it, right? It's good for your cholesterol. It helps with heart, high blood pressure. It's a good heart additive. I've had emu steak, but I don't know that I could cook with the oil.
You had kangaroo, because that's pretty good too.
Kangaroo, but that's different. That's like eating a big rat.
Yeah, right. No, so if it's not so cost prohibition, but then what's the other reason why we wouldn't kind of jump in and use this also? What's another reason?
Animal rights activists.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
people, you got vegans, vegetarians, people that have all these issues with animals being harmed. Because be real, this is the rendered fat of an emu.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what it is, that they've taken it, they've processed it. There's records of 40,000 years ago of humans using emus as medicinally. It has been found in caves. Yeah, the original Aborigines people have been using emu oil for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. There's documented science. This stuff's been used for a long time.
Amazing.
My favorite, we're not going to do it though, because who's going to want to buy it if there's emu oil? I do sell a lot of lotions, with emu oil in it, because most people don't think about it. There's some people that go, I don't know what an emu is, but sure, it sounds good. I'll put it on my hand. But you get other people that understand. They're like, I'm not going to put some animal on my hand.
Right.
So, what's our alternative? Castor oil. Everybody loves castor oil. I know this is all backwards. Castor oil is an excellent addition when it comes to this, because it does the exact same thing that the emu oil does. This will absorb into your skin. This will get in deep to all the layers, and do all the same things that the emu oil will do. So it's going to carry all the properties of the herbs. So if you've got a lot of the medicinal properties in the herbs, it's going to carry them in through with it. So that's why I add it to my salves. I put it in my base oils for like when I just do a massage oil or a simple moisturizing oil. I do it in my lotions. I don't recommend it, but if you're gonna make a really good one, make sure you add something that's gonna absorb in. For this particular recipe today that we're doing the dandelion lotion, I'm gonna go ahead and use the castor oil. Mm-hmm. You can add them all together, right? You could just throw this all together and make it one big blend. But since I have some products that use emu oil, and since I have some products that use castor oil, I'm going to do a little bit of different. I'm going to go ahead and blend the three. We're going to have these three that are going to be blended, and these will be ready to go. I'm not going to add the castor oil until we are ready to actually make the lotion. So that way, this particular dandelion lotion is only going to be for this particular dandelion lotion. It's only going to be for this particular batch. And if I ever make this again, if it sells, if people really want to buy this lotion, if anybody's interested in buying that lotion, let me know. So that way we can, let us know in the comments. So that way, to give me an idea of whether I want to go ahead and make more of this. So it'll be like a little 4-ounce tub of oil, of lotion when they're done. Yeah, they'll be ready. It'll be just like this. Looks kind of like a ketchup bottle, I know. But we just happened to find these today too. So those will be great for that. Also, hopefully later this week, I'll be getting our black salve. There's our black drawing salve that I made. I did a video about that not too long ago. This will also be available in our Etsy store. This is an actual black drawing salve. This isn't gray drawing salve that I call black drawing salve. This is actual black drawing salve. This particular recipe I have been tinkering with for almost 30 years. So this has been a constantly evolving recipe. Yeah. So this is the latest rendition of this particular recipe, is this one here. So what do we got? We got some comments. Thanks for sharing the live. That's awesome. Is dandelion used for a specific purpose? For this particular purpose, if you watch my video, go back and watch my video on dandelion root and the reason why we're going to use dandelion root. It's for this particular video as a lotion. It works as a sunscreen. When I show you guys the next video about dandelion, so we had the gentleman who did the California Science Fair project in regards to the dandelion root. And in that particular project, he discovered that dandelion root worked better than SPF 50 copper tone as far as UV sun protection. Some other scientists with a huge lab got together and they did a similar study, right, to see how far it went. They found that it not only worked for that, but it helped with like melanoma. It's also good to help replenish the cells. It helps with burns, wounds, cuts, scrapes, scratches. It's antimicrobial, so if you have infections or stuff, it'll help fight off the infection that's in the cuts too. Mm-hmm. So,
real quick. So, any concerns with castor oil? I think we mentioned it while we were at the store. Historically, people, I remember my grandfather telling me, he's Italian, right? So he told me some horror story about castor oil, and I think it got blown out of proportion. So is there anything, people should know about using it or?
Well, the castor bean is just so you know, I'm mixing the oil in a 5-gallon bucket because it's got gallons to make. The castor bean is the actual main ingredient for ricin. So that would be the only, as far as castor oil goes, the only thing it does make you puke or make you poop.
Okay.
So, no, there really isn't any ill effects. And as of late, that's all everybody's talking about. The biggest craze is castor oil. So.
Interesting.
Hey, hippie happy, how are you? All right, so there goes the avocado.
Nice.
Now what I'll do when I empty a jar like this, put the lid on and I just hold it upside down for a while. All the rest of the oil, the residual oil, will accrue to the bottom, and then you can take the lid off and it'll all go in. If you get oil on your hands, don't waste it. Rub it in. You got it. Don't waste it. That's what we were doing when we were there, because one of the oils that I grabbed had oil all over the side. And so my hand had oil. I was like, oh, shoot, man, I'm not going to waste this. Started rubbing it in right there in the store. Like, man, it's winter time now. So, pretty soon everybody's skin's going to start getting dry. You're going to end up with cracked. Who gets cracked heels in the winter? Want to know a solution to it? I won't answer if nobody says anything.
Oh, there's a question. That's probably something that could be answered later, though. What's the process of making castor oil?
I don't know. I don't know. I know I wouldn't be able to make it, and I certainly wouldn't want to try either. They tend to get a little...
Be a bit kind of tough.
All right. What was my question that I just asked? Who wants to know what? I just forgot.
Old age.
All right. All right, so we got the grapeseed, we got the avocado. Uh-oh, I got oil on my hands. What am I going to do with that?
Oh, wait. Interesting. Is that about the...
Wait, there we go. So all the oils don't make you into a piece of fried meat under the sun. I just have visions of laying in the sun. Okay, so that's a good question. Actually, it's an excellent question. I'll tell you why. Yes. Okay, so let me tell you how this works. When you apply this, if you were going to apply this to use it as a lotion, right, you need to make sure that it is applied into your body well before you go outside, right? This isn't something you can sit on the beach and then start putting it on right there, because it will literally act like a magnifying glass, right? So the question was, do I want to put this oil on? Is it going to have an impact while I use it in the sun? No, it won't if you put it on before you go out. That also means, because it'll soak in, right? We're putting the castor oil in here. We're putting the castor oil in there, which is going to help it absorb. If I'm using the emu oil, same thing. If it absorbs into your skin, there's nothing left on the top to act as a lens, because it's already absorbed into your skin. Mm-hmm. If, however, you wait until after the fact, you're going to fry yourself and you won't be happy. Yeah. Good question, though. That was a great question. Cracked heels, right. Okay, here's cracked heels. I knew it was something.
Yep.
Cracked heels is very simple. The simplest way to fix it? Anybody?
I don't.
Simplest way? B vitamins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there. We haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't even started making the lotion yet. We're just mixing the oil so far. I'm not putting any of the castor oil in my base oil, right? That's just my own personal preference.
I was going to say, that comes later, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, since we just mixed it in, excuse me, make sure it's well stirred. Now, one of the first things you're going to want, here's the 3 ingredients that we have. Now, we've got our base oil. Everybody knows what that is. If you don't, you can go back and watch it on my YouTube channel. It'll be on there more permanently for everybody to see. Nobody's watching on YouTube. Mm. That's why I don't usually go live on YouTube. It's a waste of my time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because YouTube has specifically stated they will not promote my type of content, right?
Yeah.
They have said that. I mean, they've openly admitted they won't do that. So that's why I only have 1 or 2 people popping in every now and then. I've got over 2,800 followers on YouTube, but they never show my content to anybody who follows me. You have to actually come searching for me to find it.
Well, like Alex has said, the shadow ban is real.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. And YouTube says they'll do it. They're not even afraid to say how prejudiced they are.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to complain to?
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got our base oil. This is all good. We're going to put it over here. Base oil is mixed. One of the things you're going to need, and I happen to have mine in this for right now. There's your dandelion root. Mm-hmm. Dried dandelion root. You can kind of see it. Yeah. So what I did with this is I used 2 ounces of dandelion root. We're going to make a double batch. So you guys are going to have to kind of pay attention. I don't have time to write it into the comments. You're gonna have to kind of pay attention, and then a lot of the actual ingredients for it will be on the YouTube channel, so you can go over there and copy and paste and get everything you need. But it won't be on there until after we're done with the video. So that's unfortunately how it works here.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it so you guys can kind of see us in theory. There, can you see a little bit better? Because we're gonna be here. You guys are gonna want to see here too.
Okay.
So there's there. Can you guys see?
You want this
All
one
right.
down too a little bit?
Yep, this one will have to be pointed down too. So here's what I went and did. We did this earlier to kind of save time, to make sure that, you know, because we wouldn't have time to do this during the live. So what I use is one of my main ingredients. Now you can use water if you want. You don't have to use this next ingredient. My next ingredient that I use, aloe vera juice. I know it's backwards because of the way the cameras are. Aloe vera juice. This one I can fix though. There we go. All right, aloe vera juice.
Nice.
So keep it cold. We're about ready to make a lotion. You need to have this refrigerated. If this isn't refrigerated, you will be sorry, and it will take forever for this to emulsify and actually blend.
Could you use dandelion dry flowers?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
No, because that's not what they used in the study. In the study, they used dandelion root. Now, you can use the whole plant, right? So they
applications.
right. No, just use the whole plant. Throw the whole damn thing in there. Right.
Nice.
Flower, root, leaves, all. Throw it all in there. And yeah, you know, I mean, dandelion's dandelion. So you will get a lot of the protection from the root, but you'll also get some of the healing properties of the flowers and leaves in there as well. And I do have dandelion leaf, but I'm not adding it for this. This is specifically dandelion lotion, dandelion root lotion, but this is how I'm going to do it. So here's what you do. We need to throw, or to ensure that the properties from our dandelion is going to be in the lotion itself. Oh, thank you guys for the gifts. I'm sorry, I didn't even see the gifts. I'm kind of hard.
Yeah.
That's what Mario's supposed to do.
Hey,
I'm kidding. All right, so the aloe vera, you have to keep it cold. What you're going to do is you're going to make your tea out of an aloe vera. So what I did earlier today was I poured our 2 cups of aloe, and then I went ahead and poured a cup out into a pan with 2 cups of dandelion, and you can see the difference in the color. Here's what it looked like when I started, kind of light. Here's what it looks like now. It's darker. It's a very dark dandelion tea. So this is a concentrated tea that's been poured into the aloe vera. This has been refrigerated. This is cold, and it needs to stay cold. We want this to be cold for what we're doing right now. All right. So we take, for a single batch of lotion, this is what most people would need for their own home. It's this. Everybody get a piece of paper and a pen. Let me know when you have a piece of paper and a pen.
Let's count out about, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's okay. We have other things we got to grab too, so.
furball.
Yeah. She's got an upper respiratory infection, so that's what we're trying to fight for.
Good afternoon to you.
Hey, how are you? Oh, hey, Mitchell.
We got a lot of folks coming in.
Yeah,
over
we
here,
do have a
too.
lot of people.
That's amazing. It's so cool. It's all right. And how's old YouTube? Yeah,
No, YouTube sucks.
Okay, fine. All right, that's 35 seconds.
Right.
Because we're generous,
Okay.
an extra 5.
So here is your ingredients list. You're going to take 1 cup of aloe vera juice, 1 cup, and then you're going to take, now this is the base oil, but you need to separate them in this particular ratio. Then you're going to need 3/4 cup of your oil, your base oil, and then another 1/3 of a cup of the same oil. They're different. Now I could get you the metric measurements, but I'm not going to. Figure it out yourself. It really is that simple. Because it's a matter of perspective. You could use a little bit less oil, and it'll make your lotion a little bit creamier. You could use a little bit more oil, and it'll make it a little bit less oil will make it a little bit harder. More oil will make it a little bit creamier. So it'd be more like a heavy cream versus a thin lotion. This would be similar to a runny lotion versus something you would fit in a tub and you have to scoop it out.
True, and yet the effectiveness would be the same.
Yeah, and effectiveness say, yeah. Actually, you can literally just leave it as an oil and not even have to make it into a lotion at all.
Right.
And it would do the same thing. And the downside to it is all my dandelions in here, so you would have to actually do the extract with your oils. So to make the tea, all I did was I took 2 ounces I put it in the cup of the aloe vera and I let it cook for a while. And then after it was all cooked, I strained it out, put the rest in my compost, and then I added that back in, and then filled it back up to where we had 2 cups. The reason why I'm using 2 cups is because I'm making a double batch today. So you use 1 cup of the aloe vera juice. You have 3/4 of a cup of oil, 1/3 of a cup of the same oil, and then you're going to use anywhere from 12 to 30. Now here's where I'm going to screw you all up because I'm about ready to jump to the metric system.
Uh-oh.
So now you're going to use anywhere from 12 to 14 grams of beeswax. So the beeswax is the key to this. The beeswax is what's going to keep it from staying all runny and oily. Now, the other part of this is, we talked about this. Can you grab those for me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you cannot do beeswax, you can't do bees products, and you need an alternative, we're going to do another video, probably, obviously not today, we're going to do another video using 2 more ingredients that will do the same thing as the beeswax, but we have to tinker with the recipe a little bit. So, shea butter and cocoa butter. If you get shea butter, oops, oh. If you get shea butter and cocoa butter, and you use these instead of your beeswax, you have to change the ratio again. So what I would probably end up doing with that is, I would still do the 12 to 13 grams of those 2 mixed together, and then my 1/3 of a cup wouldn't be oil. My 1/3 of a cup that I would use would be the combination of shea butter and cocoa butter. And the reason why is because they melt at a lower temperature than beeswax do. Beeswax melts at about 140 degrees. These two melt around anywhere between 80 and 95. So you get these things room temperature, and oftentimes once you get these things melted, they will not reconstitute. It's very difficult to get them to go back. So yeah, so you got to be very careful.
Okay.
That's what I've just found. I mean, other people may know more about it. I don't experiment with shea butter and cocoa butter a lot. I'm an herbalist more than a cream maker. So so that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so we're not going to do that today, but if anybody would be interested in wanting to see an alternative without having to use beeswax, let me know, and I'll do another video with using these 2, and then those will also be available. Because obviously, what am I going to do with that much lotion? I mean, I'd have to sell it. But yeah, that would be available too. So that's easy enough. Now, when I make a lotion like this, I only use food grade items. Anybody know why? Anybody know why? Okay.
I have an idea, but go for it.
All right. I'm going to say it. But I want everybody to keep your mind out of the gutter. You ready? If you wouldn't put it in your mouth, don't put it on your skin. I'm just saying.
No, it's true. No, you're right, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, just saying. Because think about it. Your skin's an absorbent substance. It absorbs everything you do to it. So, if you're going to take a bunch of crap that you would never put in your mouth, why would you put it on your skin where it's still going to get into your body? That make sense to anybody?
Well, in case kids eat it. I mean, that's kind of
Right.
kind of in the ballpark.
That's good. That's another good reason.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if you decide, you can also add, I'm not going to do it, but you can add essential oils to any of your lotions. But you do it after you're done cooking everything. If you try to put your essential oil into your oil that's cooking on the stove, you won't have anything left by the time you're done. You'll have actually cooked off all the essential oils and there won't be anything left.
Yeah.
So, if it's something that, you're trying to put in afterwards, you do it when we're getting ready to mix. Now, for a dandelion lotion, there's absolutely zero reason for me to use that. Use any type of essential oil for it because it doesn't need to smell good. It's just a lotion, right? I would rather have not really smell anything, Okay, so we have our dandelion aloe tea. We have our base oil. So what do I need for the base oil? I need 1/3 of a cup, and I need 3/4 of a cup. And then I need our beeswax. What did I say? 12 to 14 grams. Since I'm doing a double batch, that'll make it an ounce. So we're going to use 1 ounce of beeswax. 28 grams. Dating myself. So you can just use a kitchen scale. I just got one of these cheap Harbor Freight kitchen scales, as long as it can measure grams.
0.
Zero it out. So you always if you're going to zero it out, put your container on it before you turn it on. Then turn it on, and then it'll be tared out. And then we're going to do 1 full ounce of beeswax. shouldn't take as much as you think. Oops. It's on the right setting. 28 grams. This is a little more than I normally use as far as beeswax goes, but the last few batches of lotion that I made, I wasn't particularly thrilled with how it performed, so I thought it was a little runnier than I like. So that's okay. So we have our beeswax, we have our aloe. I need our oil now. All right, they didn't pay me for this. This is not a paid advertisement, but I swear to God, if you were going to use any type of paper towel to do this oily, if you're going to use any type of paper towel to do this oily job and get rid of all this oil and grease and beeswax and stuff, use Bounty. I use Bounty. Bounty seems to be the only thing that actually absorbs it without falling apart. There's nothing worse than trying to wipe up a bunch of oil and stuff and have it just fall apart on the counter.
Right.
So Bounty really works well. This one little, select the sheet will last me quite a while to take care of a lot of this. And it absorbs it all, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so I said I needed 1/3 of a cup. That means I need 2/3 of a cup, though, because I'm doing a double batch.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to take 1/3 of a cup. We don't need the scale anymore. We're going to take 1/3 of a cup, and we're just going to add it to a stainless steel pan. Use a stainless steel pan. Use a ceramic pan. Don't use cast iron. Don't use copper. You can use glass as long as it doesn't have any of the arsenic in it. But I prefer to use stainless steel. If you're going to use this kind of stuff, stainless steel is the only thing that's not going to transfer its compounds to the herb. So if you're using cast iron, it's going to transfer it. If you're using copper, it's going to transfer it. If you're using Teflon, oh my God.
Nope, that's a no-no.
Right.
Nope.
Okay, so 2/3 of a cup. I'm going to take the 2/3 of a cup and we're going to add that to the pan. So the smaller amount, your 1/3 of a cup, for you people making a single batch, take 1/3 of a cup and you add it to your pan. Use a very small saucepan if you're using only 1/3 of a cup. I put 2/3 of a cup in. I have my ounce of beeswax. I'm going to add the ounce of beeswax to the oil. Now look, if you're using beeswax beads, and I do have beeswax available in my Etsy store. If you're using beeswax beads and you start to melt it, you need to continually stir it. Stir the hell out of it, and keep it stirring while it's heating up. If you don't, all those little beads, individual beads, are going to coalesce into one big chunk, and it's going to take forever for that to melt. As a matter of fact, you run the risk of actually getting your oil too hot and making it more difficult for you. You don't want to burn your beeswax. You don't want to burn your oil. Oh, you'll have to go back over, Yvonne. You'll have to go back over and watch it on my YouTube channel. We already went over that. Unless somebody wants to let her know in the comments, or unless you do. She wanted to know what kind of oil we're using because she came in late.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she didn't catch our base oil mix.
Oh, I got it. We could go over that in a sec.
If you can go over that if you want while I'm getting this ready.
Sure.
So let's see. Oh, you can just tell her.
Oh, I gotta remember myself.
Avocado grapeseed.
Yep. Okay. So, got that grape seed. That's one of them. We got avocado oil. Yeah, now I can see it. And organic flaxseed oil. Those are the 3 oils that make up the base compound.
And this works as any type of base oil. You can use this for salves, you can use it for lotion, you can use it just for a base oil. And then really, you have the exact same recipe with the only thing changing being a couple of ingredients here or there. So, like if I make a dandelion lotion and then turn it into a dandelion salve, I'm literally using the same oil, right? The only thing I've changed about it is the fact that, instead of adding aloe vera to it, I'm just using beeswax. So there's my aloe vera salve. Okay, so you're going to take the cold aloe vera juice.
No worries.
Your cold aloe vera tea. And I'm gonna add that to a blender. The reason why it's wet, because we use the blender when okay, so that's another key point. Totally forgot.
Grinding up the dandelions.
Right, so I took the dandelion root. If you have a grinder, that would work even better. But if I took my dandelion root, I put it in the blender first and I ground it up really, really fine, right? And then I cooked it in the aloe vera juice and then I strained it out and then I rinsed out the...
And you did the low-tech solution of
Right.
straining it out through the...
What are you talking about? That was very high-tech.
Look, I don't know. It's a difference of opinion. All right.
This is my very technical, complicated method of how to strain the oil or how to strain it out. I just used an old T-shirt that I cut up, and then I strained it through. So actually, what I did was I took it and I poured the whole mess, the whole tea, through this first, right? I just do a little mesh strainer. I poured the whole thing through the mesh strainer, and then the stuff that was left over on the bottom. That way, I was able to do the dandelion in the straining cloth. So this just is an old T-shirt. You can use cheesecloth. You can use anything that'll withstand, because the only thing I don't like about cheesecloth is when you start squeezing cheesecloth, it tends to separate.
Yeah.
So this doesn't, unless it's a super old T-shirt, it won't separate. It'll keep a huge majority, the detritus, out of it. So you're not going to have a lot of extra chunks and stuff. You're not going to have a chunky lotion. You don't want a chunky lotion. Mm-mm. So this is the best way. This is really the easiest way to do it. I'm trying to show people you can literally make this stuff. By the time we're done with this lotion, the quality of this lotion will be better than anything you buy in a store. Anything you buy in a store, this will outperform them. Number one, it doesn't have alcohol as its main ingredient. If you grab any lotion, I want you guys, anybody has a lotion and you're watching, grab your lotion bottle and look at your ingredients on your lotion bottle. I want any of you, after looking at your lotion bottle ingredients, I want any of you tell me how many of your lotions have alcohol as one of the first ingredients. Not the first ingredient, but one of the first ingredients. Look at your lotion bottles and let me know. While you're doing that, my oil is heating up with the beeswax.
You need to stir that consistently, right?
You need to stay fairly consistent with your stirring. Now here's the other trick to this. You don't want this oil to get too hot, right? So you need to keep it on the lowest setting on your stove. Keep the oil on your lowest setting. Your beeswax beads are going to be in the oil. It's going to look like this in the oil. I know you can't see it on TikTok. It's a little hard to see it on YouTube, for crying out loud. Looks like that. Once they start to shrink, there you go. Once those start to shrink, once the beeswax beads, you can't really see it on. If I turn it, I'm going to spill it.
Oh, okay.
Once you see them start to shrink, that's when you kind of want to lower your heat and just keep stirring until it goes away. Once they start to shrink, that means it's already hot enough to melt, or they wouldn't be shrinking.
Right. What's the temperature you use on an electric range right there?
I hit it on the low.
Okay.
As low as it'll possibly go.
Gotcha.
Because even that's still pretty high.
And then even on low, you could expect somebody to be, breaking that up for a little while, right?
Right. It's still going to take, because this is over here, it's been over here for like 4 minutes.
Okay.
It's still not burning. But I kept it low enough. All the beeswax beads are almost gone at this point.
Right.
You just keep stirring them. And you want to make sure that those beeswax beads are super well mixed with that oil. Mm-hmm. That's the key. It has to be mixed with the oil. So now that this is heating up, my oil is heating up, beeswax beads are heating up, they are melting. What we're going to do is we're going to get our quarter cup, we're going to get our 3/4 of a cup, I should say, so that's what, a cup and a half. Mm-hmm. So we need a cup and a half of oil for the other part of it. This is the second part. We have our 1/3 of a cup with the beeswax on the stove. Now we need a cup and a half of oil. Just a half cup. I have a 1/4 cup, it'll work. So, cup and a half of oil. I know, this is a dry weight. Trust me, I know the difference. I'm going more for
Say volume.
Volume, right? You just want to try to keep the volume as equivalent as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. I didn't have another wet one to use, so it has to be what it is.
Absolutely.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. All right, so there's my Cup and a half. So we have a cup and a half of oil. Put it right there in the blender. Have I missed any comments? Probably. Oh, hey Angie, this is Mario. Mario is, him and his lovely wife, they joined me for my Cedar Point trip. They were the only ones that showed up. We went up there, we got rained on. We had it was kind of fun.
It was a great time.
So it was nice to meet him finally. We had a great day.
And nice to see Angie.
Angie, you guys should follow Angie. She has Time to Heal.
Okay.
She is also an herbalist as well.
Nice.
And her and I have talked many times. When I was with the Elder Herb Shop, she was there too.
Wait,
Came out.
is that Instagram? Right there?
This is TikTok,
That's TikTok?
YouTube, Instagram.
You know what? Time to Heal has come up, I don't know where. But yes, I will follow.
She's on Instagram too, though.
Okay, then that's probably where. Okay.
So you keep pouring that in. You can see. Look here. Look at the top. Look at the dark. You see the dark dots?
Nice.
You can see it on YouTube really well.
That's pretty cool.
This is the actual dandelion extract that's coming out of there, and it's brown. They're like big brown dots. Here, let's see. Yeah, you guys on TikTok. See them? No, not like that. You can't. There. See those dots? That's concentrated dandelion. I can't really show you guys on Instagram. I can try. Hold on. Let's see. This is my worst phone that I have. I'm sorry. See those brown dots on the top right there? That's actually that's pure dandelion extract that came out of the tea that we made earlier. That's what's left over. So you can see the difference. Here, I'll show you guys on YouTube. See the difference? You guys see the difference where the oil, the bottom is the dandelion, the top is the oil. Now, you can do one of two things. I've done it both ways. Either way, it's kind of irrelevant. Take your blender. It's going to get noisy. Uh-oh. Oh, well.
Let's see, which one of those do you need?
There goes the top.
But, yeah, you don't need that.
I can always reset it, whatever. So, you can do one of two things. And I'm going to do it this way this time just to show you guys how easy it is first. Okay, part of this is we want to make sure to be able to emulsify this. So what does emulsify mean? Emulsify means we need to get this oil, oops. We need to get this oil that's here and this water that's here to blend together to make a cohesive whole for us, right? The cohesive whole being, you know what? Can you plug that extension cord in over there?
I think so.
And
This one right
then,
here?
yeah, and then I can use that because this cord of this blender's not very long.
That's done right there.
There, it's right there by the light.
About light, this one?
Yep.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, you can do one of two things, and this doesn't always help, and it doesn't always work, but we're gonna do it anyway. Because we're gonna end up ultimately blending this anyway, we can blend this first. Trust me when I tell you, this is not gonna stay blended. Okay, what it'll do is it'll help kind of mix it up because we're getting ready to add our beeswax to it. Mm-hmm. I want you guys to watch it as we're blending, and you'll actually see when the emulsification happens. So you'll see it kind of do a little jump. It'll like do a little jump, and then it'll start from the bottom and work its way up, and then you'll see the whole lotion as it starts to make.
Oh, wow.
It's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready to see this part? Okay, so that's what it did without any beeswax in it. So you see how it's kind of, this is all air bubbles that are in there. This is why it's so clear and white, right? It's already started the mixing process. But if you let this set for a few minutes, it's going to separate. You're going to have your oil back on top, your oil back on or your water back on the bottom. We don't want that.
Nope.
That is going against, hey, From Them Farms, how you doing, buddy? That goes against everything we're trying to do. So, our beeswax is well melted. It is well stirred. Get yourself a spatula. Hey, it's Christmas spatula. How convenient. All right. Trust me when I tell you, got to be quick. If you're not, you're going to be sorry, and you'll have to do it all over again. If you run into any problems and you run into a snag, you might not be able to work your way around. Trust me, I have done this so many times. There are definitely workarounds to all of this. So you're going to take, this is the hot mix. This is the hot mix here. We're going to take it, we're going to pour it right into put it right in. Now, it'll start hardening almost immediately because, oh yeah, it's refrigerated.
Yep.
Here we go. Watch. Keep an eye on it. There you go. There's this one. You hear the tune and the pitch of the motor?
Yep.
Now look at the lotion.
Yep.
to do this a few times, it will develop air bubbles. Did you see the difference in the texture?
Oh wow.
And we're not even close to done. This is just the beginning. Did you guys see how it jumped? Did everybody hear how the motor changed in pitch? The reason why is because the consistency of the lotion actually changed itself as we were going. The faster your blender or whatever is, the faster this process goes, by the way.
There we go. Oh, that's pretty solid.
Good.
Ah, there you go. That was cool.
And there, you can set that on the table, please.
Sure, absolutely. I'm just reading the comments over here on this one. There's a few of them that have come through.
How long will this protect from the sun? Does it need to be refrigerated? How long does the lotion stay fresh? You can refrigerate it. I don't know, this lotion, my lotions usually, when I make them like this, they'll usually stay good for at least a year. But if you're only making a small batch, this is a double batch, all right? So everybody understands. This is a double batch, so I use twice of everything. If you make a single batch, obviously you're only going to have so much in your, in your blender. You're only going to have so much, right? So you should be able, if you have, a family or if you have some friends, you should be able to use that up really quickly. So.
That one asked about a preservative. Didn't look like it, but I don't know.
No, I don't. No, yeah, I really don't. Well, technically speaking, dandelion is an antimicrobial, So now here's the one thing we haven't added yet. What hasn't been added?
Castor oil.
Castor oil.
There we go.
So since we're doing a single batch, and since I'm only adding the castor oil afterwards, I'm going to show you what the creaminess of this is. Can we have that back?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to show you what the creamiest consistency of this is. What I'm going to do for this particular blend is we're going to add 2 tablespoons of castor oil. So 1 tablespoon of castor oil per 1 tablespoon of castor oil per batch.
Mm.
The reason why is we really want this to soak in. And castor oil is so hugely helpful and beneficial. Why wouldn't you add this to your lotion?
But it's also, I'm going to say, if you're only putting in a tablespoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also pretty potent, too, or...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very potent. And it also has some UV protection, too.
Okay.
To be fair, castor oil does.
Mm.
I would never want to take it, if people take it internally, it's supposed to be really good for you. Put it on your eyes, it's supposed to get rid of cataracts.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff, really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
A couple of my favorite friends here, I have Dr. Marcy, Dr. Kirsten. Dr. Kirsten has not been on in a very long time. I'm very concerned. I haven't seen her for a very long time. We talk occasionally on the phone. She said she was coming back, but I haven't seen her post anything. So Dr. K, her name's Dr. K on TikTok. Dr. Kirsten, she's a German doctor,
Oh, wow.
and her and I we've been talking for quite a while. She's pretty amazing. She's got a lot of good information. Now, as far as different preservatives, you can add citric acid if you really want. But in reality, you should only make it as you need it, right? You shouldn't have to make a big gallon batch. And if you let it sit too long, it will get moldy. So, well, just don't let it sit too long.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point to make it is to use it. So.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're going to re-blend this, and then I'm going to show you guys how creamy it is.
Oh, yeah.
So this is your lotion. This is what it should look like.
Somebody said it looked like eggnog earlier.
Kind of does. You're not really wrong. This is how it should come out consistency-wise. Can everybody see it? All right. When you have your lotion, it should come out like that.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's still a little warm. If you want this to stiffen up, just add more beeswax.
There you go.
So if you want to have a stiffer, more of a creamy type of thing, then you would add, another 3 or 4 grams of beeswax. Grams. Grams of beeswax. Don't add 3 or 4 ounces of beeswax. You just made yourself a really loose salve. Let's see, what have we missed? We're making dandelion lotion.
And
Lost water from my pump today. Oh, man.
that stinks.
That does stink. So there's your dandelion lotion. Really simple to make. Take it when you're ready for it. That's our base oil, right? Hope so.
Funny, it was the plump sound. It was the plop sound that they made.
My thought was, shoot, what if that wasn't my base oil? I just poured all that in my base oil.
Whoopsie daisy.
Right? So then you can take it, pour it right into your whatever you're using.
Oh, looks like a proportion question. Could you make a sunscreen stick by adding extra beeswax?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, you could just keep the aloe vera out entirely. Keep the aloe vera out of it entirely. Do your oil like you normally would, and then just add your beeswax, and then you'd make a salve. Your ratio for that would be 1 gram. Stop that, Mario.
There we go.
One gram of. I'm just kidding. 1 gram of. Crap, I lost my train of thought. 1 gram of beeswax to 4 ounces base oil. That's a lotion. That's the ratio for a salve. If you want to turn that into a stick, that would be 2 grams of 2 grams of beeswax to 4 ounces of base oil. Or shit. Okay, 1 ounce of beeswax to 4 ounces of oil is how I normally do it. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's 8. Yeah, 1 ounce per cup. 1 ounce of beeswax to 8 ounces. I'm sorry, I don't normally make small batches. It's really hard. Sometimes it's hard to convert. 1 ounce of beeswax for every cup of oil. So that's for a salve.
Okay.
If you're going to do a lotion, you're going to do 2 ounces for every cup. So for every 8 ounces of oil, you're going to use 2 ounces of beeswax, which will firm it up really firm. It'll be more like a lip balm. It'll be more of a balm than a salve. So then you take it and you just put it in your lotion container. And you're ready to go. Want to try some?
Absolutely.
All right. How's your hands? Are they dry? All right. So just so you guys know, anytime you make a lotion like this, and this is a quick heads up for everybody who makes a lotion exactly like this. This is how much you need. Get your hand in there so everybody can see.
Yeah.
That is enough to go up past your wrists. And it's still a little loose because it's still kind of warm.
Okay.
But once it cools off,
There we go. You know what? Here.
about the size of a pea.
Yeah.
Just about the size of a pea.
Yep, there you go.
And you just use about the size of a pea on there.
And you work it in.
About like that. Yeah, work it in. It'll go far. A little bit will go far a long ways. Just that much, believe it or not. There's no light over there.
Nope.
Now, the good thing about this is because of the way we made this, normally speaking, when you put a lotion like this on, or if you add a lotion, your hands will get sticky, your hands will get oily, your hands will leave a residue. The reason why I like emu oils, they guaranteed not to leave any of that stuff. But you take your lotion, you put it on, you rub it in. Within a few minutes, all of that's gone. You're not gonna have. There. It's a little bit. You can see it's a little bit oily, but within a few minutes, it's a little bit oily. See that? You saw the sheen.
Yep.
But within a few minutes, that goes away, and then it's no longer an issue. And then you're poof. What is the YouTube channel? Are you selling this as well? Oh, I'm good. I am now. I don't have any use for that much dandelion lotion. So yeah, I'm gonna sell it now if anybody wants to buy any. Because I only did this because I wanted people to know. I had a few people that were kind of interested in some. There you go, Mario. That's yours.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's see what happens when you come and help with a video. You actually get some free stuff.
Yay.
You got some black salve today too.
Loving that.
Who wants to come and do another live video with me sometime? Anybody? Anybody want? I live in Ohio. You get a free workshop out of it. Anybody want to do anything like that? Confirming, he said a single batch has 1 year. About yeah. Keep it out of the sun. Keep it in the fridge. It probably lasts a little bit longer. But yeah, it'll last about a year. But you shouldn't need it that long. I mean, realistically, if you're making a small batch, you should just use it up.
2 to 4 people.
Where can I start the video from the beginning? It'll be on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Where Science Meets Nature is my YouTube channel. I got over 200 and some odd videos over there. A lot of how-tos, a lot of, there's a lot more how-tos and a lot longer videos there. I even did one about masking and whether masks was important or not. That was rather fun. But YouTube doesn't promote my stuff. So if you guys do go over there and you watch it, please share it. It really helps if you do.
Word of mouth is good.
All right. This is Mario.
Hey, how are ya? Nice to meet you.
He's one of my friends here from TikTok. He's been down there. He saw Alex, or he saw Deadeye Two Tongues. And yeah, he came to my Cedar Point. So that's the easy swallow. Look, feel your hands; they're almost done.
Yeah, it's
Right.
pretty much yeah, and they feel great.
Right?
Honestly.
I mean, it doesn't. You don't have that. Your hands aren't gonna. This is also works well for cuticles. Like you can put it on your cuticles. This lotion is good for just about anything, really. You don't have to necessarily keep it specifically for.
I mean, shit, just put it on. It's great.
Right. You can do this. You can use this as massage oil.
Yeah.
You could use it. Yeah. It just general cuts and scrapes and scratches. You just use it as a freaking moisturizing lotion. So, and I'm not one to let any of this stuff go to waste. So I've taken the spatula and just lathered it on because why let it go to waste, man? This stuff's kind of spendy.
Exactly.
So if you were to buy this lotion, at a health food store or whatever, an all natural lotion made with these exact ingredients, you're probably paying $10 or $15 for this, right? All the ingredients, all told. If I had to put a price on how much it actually costs to make this one batch, this whole double batch probably cost me less than $8. Maybe cost me $8 to make the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make it available in the Etsy store. I'm also getting the apothecary kit set up too, so that should be ready here shortly too. So I mean, I was missing a couple of herbs, and then some other people asked for some specific herbs. I do still have a couple of the tea gift sets. I'd really appreciate it if anybody's interested in those. There's still a couple of those left in the Etsy store too. What that comes with is it comes with 6 special blend teas of mine. And then a couple of tea strainers for heart-shaped tea strainers at that.
Oh, nice.
Right, I'll show you guys. I think there's only 2 left though. I had 9 different varieties, so you get 6 of the 9. But it looks like this. There's the tea set with the 2 tea strainers. You get 2 stainless steel heart-shaped tea strainers. Stainless steel heart-shaped tea strainers. And then there are 6 different packs of tea to go with it. So, different blends. Like I have my own mint blend tea, which has a couple different kinds of mint with some hibiscus thrown in. I've got a green tea. It got citrus mint green tea. Got some lemon ginger tea, hibiscus green tea. Peppermint tea. This is just this one. Peppermint green tea and then hibiscus. So this is just this one. The other ones have some more. We got kind of a nice little variety of herbs or herbal teas. So these are for people who've never really tried herbal teas before, or if they like some specific blends, And then eventually all these teas will be available in my Etsy store in the full size. I just don't have time to do it right now. The apothecary kit is going to be like this. We don't need that one this time. This one I promise. We don't need it again.
Oh, right, all right.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
can you get that back up? No. So one of my other followers came up with, we have an apothecary kit. This is my own little personal apothecary kit. What it's going to come with is going to have 8 or 9 or 10 herbs. So they're going to be different herbs, and I'm going to pick them in particular for your own personal apothecary. I'm going to have a little booklet in it that's going to have a bunch of my own personal recipes. Comes with a couple a couple of tins to make your own salve with. Comes with some beeswax beads and my own recipe for the black drawing salve. So you get, this is enough for 2 batches of blind salve. Your own version of black drawing salve. And then, wait, where'd it go? Oh, you get a packet of activated charcoal. And then we'll get a bunch of herbs, and then so you'll get something that'll help with a little bit of everything. You have one to help with colds and flu, help with your digestion, help with lungs, help with whatever. And then there'll be recipes for each. There'll be some topical recipes, there'll be some internal recipes for all sorts of good stuff. So if that's something anybody thinks they would be interested in, let me know. You're in a little apothecary kit. This took some effort to put in because I had to make sure to get all the right herbs and make sure it was the right. Oh yeah, and you also get a silicone tea strainer. You get a silicone reusable tea strainer as well. That's part of it. So that's the apothecary kit. This is for people who are just beginning. I mean, if you've just started in herbs and you don't really know a whole lot about it, the best way to start is small, right? Don't buy all these big things. Get something small. This would be just enough for somebody who's just thinking about maybe trying some sort of herb stuff. Let them get in and do some sampling, and I give some sort of recipes. And this is all stuff you can use like for the rest of your life. I mean, it'll all be very helpful. Even if you don't use these particular herbs again, you'll have the knowledge and the recipes that's going to be in the kit. So that's part of what we're gonna. That should be done tomorrow. Like, by God, there should be at least one ready tomorrow, and that'll also be on my Etsy store. I know, right?
Grab bags.
Oh, we still have one person. Yeah, there's one person on YouTube. Hi, YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, Mitchell. I'll get a hold of you later, Mitchell. Okay. Sorry, I was checking my phone. Do I have to pay back? Do I have a platform to pay back? Who am I paying back?
Mother who? Mother.
I don't know who this is. Nature lover. Oh. Mother. I think she probably means Mother Earth.
Oh, it seems kind of like a payback now, I guess, but I don't know.
I'm not sure how I would do that. I'm not sure how I pay back Mother Earth. That is the easiest way that I can come up with on how to make a dandelion lotion. I'm going to stop my live here on YouTube, by the way. Maybe. If you guys have any questions, though, make sure you let me know in the comments. Send me a message. Those of you who follow, you know how to get a hold of me. But thank you guys for watching on YouTube. This was actually the slowest platform. I'm not trying to disrespect YouTube, but you guys suck. Not you guys that are watching, but YouTube, who owns YouTube. So, but I appreciate everybody who actually took the time to watch. So you guys have a good day. I'm going to stay on Instagram and TikTok, and we are going to continue this discussion. Thank you, guys. Because YouTube